We got some madness in college football with the hot takes. Starting out with, let's bring my good old friend Paul Bunyan up here for Michigan versus Michigan State. I'm here with my Wolverines taking down the Spartans and Bryce Underwood playing solid football in this one. Next one, USF versus Memphis, Battle of the American Schools, 6-1 USF, 6-1 Memphis. USF stays perfect in conference and they get the win. Alex Golish, he's fighting for one of those Florida jobs, man. Florida or Florida State, USF head coach. Missouri versus Vanderbilt. Another coach on audition this week, Elijah Drinkwitz. He maybe wants the Penn State job, the Florida job, Georgia Tech job if it comes open, Virginia Tech job. They have one loss. So does Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a good football team this year, obviously. Great winning against LSU last week. At home, I think Vanderbilt gets the loss, though. I think Missouri pulls off the upset. Missouri over Vanderbilt. Mississippi State over Texas in a huge upset. Now, you don't have to score much when you play Texas. Blake Shapen, Mississippi State quarterback, all he needs is 20 points here. Playing in Starkville. I think Starkville's a little bit tougher place to play now. They beat Arizona State at home this year. Archer Manning rattled, and this ends really his campaign as a Texas quarterback in his junior year to try and make the college ball playoff. Blake Shapen puts on an offensive clinic, only putting up 20 points. That's all you need to beat Texas with this terrible offense of theirs. Mississippi State over Texas. Texas A&M versus LSU. Now, when I look at LSU, they've had a lot of games this year, and they've had 2 losses on the season. Those 2 losses have been their only tests of the season. So their 2 tests, they've failed. They failed on the road against Ole Miss, and they failed on the road against Vanderbilt. They beat Clemson by 3, which looks like a terrible win now because you should have beat them by like 30. That's what Syracuse did to Clemson on the road. So for LSU, there's no reason to pick them in this game. There really isn't. But I'm going to pick them anyways because Mike Elko and Texas A&M have never beat LSU on the road. And what's got me thinking is that Mike Elko won't be the man to do it this year for Texas A&M. I'm sorry, Marcel Reed, but Harold Perkins Jr. has other plans. He'll have his best game since his freshman year against Arkansas, and they'll win this game. LSU over Texas A&M, huge upset in the SEC to stay alive in the playoff race. Next one, BYU stays perfect on the year with a win over Iowa State. And the last one, Oklahoma versus Ole Miss, the game of the week. I'm going to go with the Sooners in this one. I think Trinidad Chambliss played great in the first half and the first play of the second half against Georgia. And we saw him collapse after that. Like we saw him collapse in the Washington State game and played a Division II type of football. I think this Oklahoma defense can get any quarterback rattled. They had Arch rattled. The only reason Texas won that game was because of their defense and special teams. John Mateer is healthy. They're coming off a bye week, and Brent Venables stays alive in that playoff race, that SEC race. And Oklahoma gets the win and moves on with only 1 loss in the year. Huge win over Ole Miss, sending them to 2 losses on the year. The start of the Lane Kiffin exit from Ole Miss is this week in Norman. That's about it for my College Ball Showcase Hot Takes.